So we're going to, will you switch the view? There you
Sure.
go. Okay, excellent. So I can see all of you in little boxes in the top. That's it, just little boxes. That's all I get. But meanwhile, welcome this morning. And as Ashley said, we're going to be going over and focusing and balancing the Vishuddha chakra. If you've been with me, we've gone through the 4 chakras before this, and this is the 5th chakra. And the Sanskrit word Vishuddha comes from Vi, which means extreme, and Shuddhi, which means purification. So the throat chakra is the center of extreme purification. And when it's in balance, it seems to purify all of the other chakras, and you feel very centered. So it's very closely related to the heart chakra, because what is in your heart tends to just kind of bubble out your mouth. And so when the heart chakra is balanced, you communicate truthfully and you communicate with your wisdom. So when we are in balance, the way that we express ourselves verbally is totally and completely within our control. But in times of acute emotional stress, when we're most out of balance, what passes our lips often kind of just escapes. So we know we've all said things that we kind of wish we could take back or hadn't said. So when Vishuddha is balanced, you can just be yourself. Your communication is clear, and you'll tend towards kind speech, honesty, and a healthy ratio of talking and listening. So the ability to listen is also a big part of the throat chakra. Also, the quality of our voice is a big part of this chakra. When we're in harmony, our voices carry resonantly, but not too loudly. We kind of, that confidence shines through in your words, and you don't shy away from opportunities to speak the truth. You won't be afraid to speak your truth. But conversely, imbalances in this 5th chakra can also, if you have an imbalance the other way, it can have you feeling meek or hesitant. Your voice might catch in your throat. Or the opposite, you may tend way too much towards caustic speech, or maybe overly sarcastic, or maybe gossiping too much, or maybe too many negative thoughts come out of your mouth. So this throat energy center is of real importance, and also not just because it's our communication with others, but it's also our communication with the spiritual realm as well. Most prayer and most meditation involves speaking to the ether or chanting. So our voice is involved. Interestingly enough, a Vishuddha practice, the whole chakra encompasses not only just the throat, but the whole neck, the shoulder girdle, the arms, all the way down, and the hands, very much the hands. We all find ourselves communicating with our hands. And when all of this is balanced, all of these components of the chakra are balanced, the throat feels spacious. So we've taught, if you've been with me, you know a little bit about yantra, which is a shape that kind of balances and opens the chakra. So the shape, or the yantra for the throat chakra, is an oval shaped gray egg shaped. So the bottom of which rests right down into the notch of the neck, and the top of which goes to the roof of the mouth. So when you are meditating, or when you're quiet and want to balance the throat chakra, you just imagine that oval shape within, and you begin to just feel a little bit more spacious. Your throat begins to feel a little bit more open. So the breath practice this morning that goes with balancing the throat chakra is called Ujjayi breath. And it balances the throat chakra by controlling the airflow in the throat. And translated, Ujjayi means victorious breath. And it's also known as the ocean breath or the Darth Vader breath, because of its ocean-like sound. It's balancing, it's calming, it increases oxygen in the body, it also builds internal heat, and so therefore it clears out toxins. And when we practice it also during our movement portion, it allows you to stay focused and present, to stay in the moment, and to feel very grounded in your practice. So this ocean breath or Darth Vader or Ujjayi, whatever we want to call it, is created by narrowing the passage in the throat. We create some resistance to the passage of air, and we will go over now how to do this. All right. So, but first, of course, we always want to find our very balanced, comfortable seat with the long spine. So kind of just wiggle around in your seat and feel the sit bones, very, very firmly planted, and look down at your feet to make sure that your feet are parallel to each other, the outsides of the feet parallel, and also to just lift up the toes a little bit so that you're not gripping with the toes. And then paying attention so that your foot is really flat and balanced on the floor. Pay attention to the pad behind the big toe and just press into that pad behind the big toe. Then press into the pad behind the little toe. And then just pressing into the center of the heel. Okay? And just bring your palm up right underneath your nose, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to inhale through the nose and we're going to exhale the breath out as if you were fogging up a mirror. So we're going to be opening the mouth and you'll feel that right on your hand. So it'll be like so. So just starting to do that. Inhale a few times. We'll do this a few times. Inhale through the nose. Through the nose. One more like this. Inhale. Now you do the same thing, but with the mouth closed, and you'll feel the constriction in the throat. So it'll be. Feel that in the throat. Breathe in through the nose. That same sound with the mouth closed. Once you get it, just close the eyes so that you can feel it from the inside out, breathing in through the nose. Just pausing here. I'll be silent for several breaths so that you can begin to feel this from the inside out. Remember, you're creating a pleasing sound, a sound that if somebody were next to you, they would not really hear, but you feel it. You feel it within, you feel that resistance, and you can hear the breath as if you had that conch shell right by your ear. That's the kind of sound that you hear. Just a few more through the nose, constricting the throat. Slowly, after your next exhale, whenever that is, just dropping the chin to the chest, bringing the hands into Namaste, the palms sealed together at the heart center. Affirmation: I speak with truth and clarity, unafraid. I speak with truth and clarity, unafraid. I speak with truth and clarity, unafraid. And slowly, just cracking the eyes open slightly to take in the floor beneath you. And then you can lift the chin. So we're going to start with a chant to activate the throat. And the chant that we're going to do is Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. And the translation of that is, may all beings be happy and free. And may this practice contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom. So I have a little cheat sheet for us. I'm going to say the word, you chant the word after me. I'll say the next word, you'll chant it after me. And no one can hear you, so chant to your heart's content. Feel silly and just enjoy. I'll lead you through it. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. We'll do two words together. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Do the whole thing. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. And slowly, I hope that wasn't upside down. I thought I had fixed it. But let's just come right into neutral here. And beginning our Ujjayi breath again, inhaling here. And as you exhale, just turning the head to the right. Feel the constricted breath in the throat as you gently turn the neck, keeping the spaciousness. And then inhale, come back to center. And exhale, turning the head to the left. Picturing the color blue, which is the color of the throat chakra throughout that region. Coming back to center. And just drop the ear to the right. As you drop the ear to the right, just feeling a gentle stretch on the left side of the neck and raising the chin on the diagonal. Feeling the stretch just a little bit of a different place, keeping the shoulders nice and even. Don't take them with you. And then slowly dropping the chin and coming back to center. Inhale here. And as you exhale, just dropping the ear to the left. Feeling the stretch right in the side of the neck, lifting the chin. Perhaps that goes a little bit deeper down the back shoulder. And slowly dropping the chin and coming back to center. Bringing the arms out and just placing the fingertips right onto the shoulders and then bring the elbows down and begin just by making little tiny circles. So we start with little tiny circles right in the elbow so that it begins to affect the synovial fluid in the shoulders. Really begin when it's appropriate for you to make those circles just a little bit wider. Some of you may have a problem with one shoulder. If that's okay, then just do it with the other shoulder. So doing what you can, beginning to make the circles much larger if that is okay with you. In other words, if that feels okay for your body, no pain in yoga, no pain at all. A feeling of comfort, a little bit of a stretch, yes, but no pain. And then slowly coming all the way down, and we'll begin the circles in the other direction. Just again, starting off with little circles. So we want the joints in the shoulder girdle to be spacious. We want the synovial fluid to be activated. So at your own pace, you make the circles larger or keeping them small. We're doing it in any way that creates any movement for the shoulder that feels good for you. Then coming all the way down. Bring the right arm out, turn the palm up, and take your left hand and just place your left hand right onto the fingers on the palm side, and just beginning to stretch out through the wrist. And so you might feel this just in the wrist, or you may feel it going all the way up the arm. Don't lock the joints. We want to always keep the joints nice and spacious here. And just continue with that Darth Vader breath. So the Darth Vader breath will keep you feeling very present and focused and grounded. And we'll just switch hands here. So taking the right hand this time and just stretching it all the way out. You may notice that one feels a little bit tighter than the other, or not quite as much. The energy doesn't flow quite as much. Just kind of noticing. Not giving up that breath, not holding the breath. And then slowly releasing, and let's put all of the fingertips together from the thumb to the pinky. And as we do that, you can bring the elbows out to the side and press in. So again, a stretch through the fingers. You're going to also feel this in the chest region. And then release. You can do it with the breath. You can inhale and press the palms together and exhale and release. And again, inhale and really press and exhale. We don't often exercise our fingers, and that's all part of the throat chakra. So pressing all the way in and releasing. Placing both hands down, but then taking your left hand and just keeping it right onto your left thigh, raising the right arm all the way up. The fingertips are together. I know you can't see my fingertips, but they are together. The arm is straight and strong without the elbow being locked. Inhale here, and as you exhale, taking the lean over to the left, pressed into that right sit bone. Don't let the sit bone come up. And plenty of space between the shoulder and the jaw. Plenty of space. That's it. Breathing here. So don't go so much that that right sit bone comes up. Get it planted really firmly into the chair. And your bicep is by your ear here, if that's available to you. Slowly come down. Placing that right hand just down onto the top of the thigh and raising the left arm all the way up. And again, fingers together, pointed so we have one long line of energy. Inhale here. And as you exhale, now we're taking that lean to the right. You have to keep the left sit bone really planted into the chair. The bicep is by the ear. The arm is strong, but the joint, the elbow joint, is not locked. Just taking another breath. Hear that throat, that constricted throat, that Darth Vader kind of throaty oceanic sound. And then coming all the way up, and this time we'll take that left hand and place it on the outside of the right thigh. Just placing it right on the outside of that left thigh there. Raising the left arm, the right arm all the way up. My belly is in and up, sit bones planted, lifting up here so that the spine is long. And now taking a lean over, once again, a little bit deeper because you're holding on, a little bit deeper, taking a stretch over to the left. Listen to your voice. Listen to the sound of that oceanic breath of keeping the throat open, picturing a light blue color right in that throat area. And then slowly coming up, we're going to place the right hand on the left thigh, doing the same thing on the other side. Keep your shoulders as level as you can. Bringing the left arm all the way up, bicep by the ear. The right shoulder is nice and relaxed. And taking a lean over to the right. Notice your face, if you are gripping, if you are clenching, and just release the jaw. You can even wag it if it kind of feels clenched. Just softening everything, just softening whatever it is you don't need in this particular shape. And then slowly coming all the way up. So we're going to do something we also haven't done before today, is a couple of things of firsts, if you've been with me for a long time. And so we're going to first bring our feet in a squat position. You can't see my feet, but they're just like this. So bringing yourself into a squat position, come a little bit forward in your seat. I'm going to do a lion's breath, okay, which clears out the throat and really clears out toxins. And again, this is one of these things where it kind of embarrassing, you know, it's like, it feels so silly to do it, but again, no one can see you, and just have fun with it. So in lion's breath, we're going to grip onto our close to the knees, our fingers are spread wide. What we'll be doing is inhaling, and then on the exhale, you stick out your tongue, open your mouth, stick out your tongue as wide as you can, as if you were trying to touch your chin, and you roar like a lion. So it looks kind of like this. And then tuck the chin and roll all the way up. Be brave, do it with me. We're going to do that 3 times. Inhale all the way. So gripping up, inhale all the way. Bring the head back. Come forward, open the mouth. And releasing all the way down. Tuck the chin. And coming all the way up. Let yourself settle in for a second. And then we'll do that again. Inhale. Bring the chin back, lift the chest. Open the mouth and roar. And then tuck the chin. And coming all the way up. Last one. Inhale. And tuck the chin. And coming all the way up. Bring the knees together, close the eyes for a moment. Just noticing how that made you feel. Again, there's never a right or wrong way to feel. We'll come into our cat-cow, up cat and down cat, which we do each time. And I'm going to turn to the side just in case there's somebody new. You can just see the spine. This is all about flexibility of the spine. So again, looking down at the feet to make sure that they're parallel with each other. we're placing the hands right onto the knees here. And as we inhale, we arch the back. So you're arching, you're pulling back with your hands to arch the back, to lift the chin, feel the openness in the throat. And as you exhale, chin to chest, as you round all the way back, the belly goes to the back of the spine, you're dropping the chin, the arms grow longer. Inhale and feel you're arching the back. As you arch the back, you lift the chin, but the back of the neck still stays long. You want to keep that openness in the throat. And exhale, belly to the back of the spine, all the way back. You come to the back of the sit bones. 2 more. Inhale, coming all the way forward, arching, lifting the chin, shoulders back. Exhale, belly to the back of the spine, dropping the chin. Last one, let the inhale inform the movement. It just brings you into the movement. And let the exhale allow you to round. Coming back to center. Once again, finding that place where the feet are parallel, coming a little bit forward, staying forward onto your chair. We'll come into Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx pose, we bring our forearms onto our thighs in Sphinx pose. And again, it's that push-pull action. So we're going to be pulling our hands back, pulling the shoulders back. If you can see, maybe it's easier this way. You can see I'm pulling. As I'm pulling back, I'm pushing forward. So I'm using the strength of my arms to push forward, coming into Sphinx position. The head can just stay in neutral. And picturing the Sphinx. This is exactly what we are doing. And then let's breathe here. Ujjayi breath, 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. And do that just one more time. I'm going to do it forward. Just so that you really feel. So there's always opposites. We're pushing and we're pulling at the same time. Holding on to the knees. We pull back as we pull forward, coming into Sphinx. And so you feel your spine going towards the front of the body. You feel your sternum lifting. The chin lifts, but not so much that you have crinks in the back of the neck. You want to keep that throat nice and open. And just visualizing here, even visualizing that egg, that oval shape, that gray oval shape, with the base right at the notch and the point in the roof of the mouth. And slowly coming back to center. Just taking a pause, close the eyes. Again, noticing how you feel. There's never a wrong or right way to feel. We'll come into our sun salutations now. So in our sun salutations, again, if you've been with me, you know exactly what these are. If not, we do them 3 times. And so you'll be able to follow along probably after the first, or certainly maybe the second. Bringing the arms down, the palms are out. We'll go nice and slow. So I want you to do this on the breath. Let this pose, let it come alive. Let you do it from the inside out. So feel the breath take you into each one of the movements. Inhale and bring the arms all the way up. Gaze up. Press the palms together at the very tippy top. Exhale. Turn the palms out. Hinge all the way forward and let the head go. Inhale, place your hands on the shins, lengthen the spine and gaze up. Exhale, allow the head just float down, letting it be heavy. Press down through the feet, turn the palms out, use your core, press down through those feet to come all the way up. Gaze up, palms are together at the very tippy top, seal them, and then just draw them down the midline of the body. Close the eyes, full breath in, full breath out. And again. Inhaling the arms down around and all the way up. Big circle, press the palms together. And as you exhale, turn the palms out and do a swan dive all the way forward, hinging from the hips and letting the head go. Inhale, halfway lift as you lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold to your fullest, letting the head go. Press down through the feet, turn the palms out, lead with the heart center, use your core to come all the way up, gaze up to the hands, press together, and just draw them down the midline of the body with the eyes closed, taking a full breath in, taking a full breath out. Last one. Inhaling the arms around and all the way up, gazing up, press the palms together. Exhale, turn the palms out, hinging from the hips, coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift as you lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold. Reverse your swan dive. Turn the palms out, coming all the way up into Urdhva Hastasana. Palms sealed together. Draw the hands down the midline of the body, Tadasana. Full breath in and full breath out. And just bringing your hands wherever it feels good, and we'll just begin to move the body any way that feels good for you. And you can begin to circle, making circles around one way, but any movement just to relax the body, any movement that feels good for you is going to be good for the body. It feels good for you, good for the body, good for the mind, good for the soul. And then you can stop and you can go in the opposite direction. Again, just feel, you can close the eyes if it doesn't make you dizzy. And just letting the body be sensual, let it flow. And coming back to center. Again, just checking to make sure that your feet are perfectly placed, that they are the heels behind the widest part, so important. And your knees are lined up with your inner hips. And then your ankles are directly under the knees. We're going to come into a Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2 flow. Bring the arms all the way out to the sides. Now your arms, your fingers are together. Your arms are straight, but they're not, the joints are not locked. In other words, the elbow joints, you can still feel that energy or life force could pass through. We turn the palms up. When you do that slowly, you feel what that does to the shoulder girdle, and you feel what it does even to the collarbones. So keep that feeling and just turning the palms down. Take a full inhale. And as you exhale, just turning the head to the right and gazing out over that middle finger. Again, if you close your eyes, maybe you can visualize that blue light right at the throat, and let that blue light even extend out through the shoulders, through the elbows, through the wrists, into the fingers and the fingertips. And then turning that right palm up, coming into a lean. So the left arm comes down. We're going to come up and over. That's your exhale. Inhale back into warrior two, gaze out of the middle finger. And exhale, turn that right palm up and coming all the way up and over. And again, inhale, coming into Virabhadrasana 2. And exhale, turning the palm all the way up and over. Holding here, you can gaze underneath the armpit, or you can just bring your head down or forward, whatever feels good. And then slowly coming all the way up. Place the hands down onto the lap, just taking a moment in between. Taking a breath, softening. And then bringing the arms out one more time. We always have two sides. And again, strong and straight, but not locked. Not locked. Try to be aware of not locking the elbow joints. Turning the palms up. Feeling that rotation in the shoulders, the openness in the chest area, and keeping that openness as you just turn the palms down. Take a full inhale, Ujjayi breath. And as you exhale, turning the head to the left, gazing out over that middle finger. And once again, maybe picturing not only that egg shape, but picturing that blue glow in the throat that seems to expand all the way out through the shoulders, elbows, wrists, and fingers. And then turning the left palm up as you inhale, coming all the way up and over. Exhale, coming back into Virabhadrasana 2, gazing over that middle finger. And again, turn the palm up and coming all the way up and over. Again, inhaling into Virabhadrasana 2 and exhale, turning the palm up and coming all the way up and over. Pausing here. Relaxing that right shoulder down, relaxing the face, relaxing the tongue, the lips, the cheeks, not doing the pose with your eyes or your mouth, just doing the pose as is. And then slowly coming back to center, taking a nice pause here. We'll just get a little bit of movement in the legs before we go into our meditation. Oh, this is actually a better view. So we're going to lift the right leg up. And again, if you can't lift it up this way, just clasp your hands underneath and lift it an inch, whatever works. And we're going to point and flex and point and flex, and point, and flex, and point, and flex. And then we're going to circle the ankle around one direction in one way, just circling as best you can, and circling the ankle around the other way, making space in those small joints. They're so important. And then placing, keeping your right hand on the knee, we'll begin to circle the hip. And again, you may be doing this all the way down here, but that's okay. Just circling the leg around one way so we get into the joint of the hip, lubricating that. And then we'll circle it in the other direction. And placing that foot down. Lifting the right up, and again, you can hold it here or just clasping underneath, and point and flex and point and flex, point, and flex, and point, and flex. Circling the ankle around in one direction and circling it around in the other direction. Taking your left hand onto the knee and circling so that we get into the hip joint. And again, any amount of movement that works for you works. Going in the other direction. Placing the foot down. And now, before we come into our meditation, we'll do an inversion. And so you can widen the feet a little bit. Inhale and getting as tall as you possibly can so that you'll be able to come forward and eventually come all the way down. And you can place your hands even underneath, or you can let them dangle. You can place them in the elbow creases, whatever works for you. The important thing is to get the head below the heart. Just getting the head below the heart and allowing the head to feel heavy, as if it was a ripe piece of fruit that was just ready to fall off the vine. And then very, very slowly beginning to roll up one vertebra at a time, but keeping the chin all the way tucked as you slowly, as slow as you can. You can walk your hands up the shins. You can tiptoe them up. Very slowly, keeping the eyes closed, your shoulders, neck, and head come up last. And so the meditation that we're going to be doing today is a guided meditation. And we'll just begin again, just to make sure that the airflow between the nostrils is even between right and left. And so we do that by swaying from one side and then to the other. So we'll inhale here and exhale, just sway to the right. Back to center. Keep the eyes closed if you can. It helps keep the energy in. And sway to the left. Inhale back to center. And sway to the right, imagining a golden sun. Back to center. And watching that golden sun turn to darkness as you sway to the left. Back to center. Swaying to the right, golden sun. And back to center. Swaying to the left, watching it turn to darkness. And just doing a few more on your own. Again, with the eyes closed, if that is something that you can do, it keeps all of the energy within the body, which is where we want it, certainly for meditation. And slowly begin to sway just a little bit less. I usually describe that as a metronome that begins to slow down until finally it stops. And just keeping your eyes closed, again, if that's available for you. Just begin by relaxing your hands on your lap. Just tell yourself that you're going to leave all your thoughts, all your worries right at the door, just as if you were hanging up a coat as you walked in your house. And just telling yourself that you can collect all these thoughts later. And now, as your eyes are softly closed, just tell your body to relax. Let your feet and legs soften. Drop your shoulders. Relax your hands again, and each one of your fingers. Even the fingertips. Relax the body into a natural position. Now just tell your face and your head to relax. Relax your scalp, your hair. Relax your ears, your jaw, even wagging it from side to side. Relax your chin, your cheeks. Relax your nose, your eyes, and your eyebrows. And widen the space between your brows. Relax your forehead. Take a cleansing breath in and breathe out any tension in the body. And just allow your breath to just fall into its own natural rhythm, not trying to control it in any way. Just observe as you breathe in relaxation and breathe out tension. And just watching the natural rhythm of your breath. Thoughts come in, just acknowledge and allow them to float on past. Now bring your attention to your throat area and bring it directly into this space. And breathe in and out through this space. Imagining a sky blue orb of light in this energy center. It feels just as spacious as the sky. And just continue to breathe in and out as you listen to these affirmations and feel them as your truth. Feel them vibrating within your throat chakra. I am free to express myself clearly. I am free to express my truth. It is safe for me to speak my truth. It is okay for me to communicate whatever feels clear and loving and kind. My voice is healing. My words are powerful and loving. The way I express myself through my throat chakra uplifts others. The words that come out of my mouth are infused with the loving energy of the throat chakra. I am balanced in my listening and speaking. I clearly understand the messages coming to me, and I feel free in expressing them. There's a balanced flow of giving and receiving when it comes to my communication. My throat chakra is balanced, strong, stable, and radiantly healthy. Take a deep breath into that last affirmation. Stomach and rib cage fully expanding, holding it at the top. Feeling these feelings of balance, strength, stability, and health. And when you're ready, exhaling with a sigh. I am a confident speaker. I'm confident in all forms of self-expression. The pathways have rearranged to make me feel completely at ease in all aspects of my throat chakra. And now, feeling the blue light as it expands and fills the entire neck area, spreading out through your whole body. Breathing in blue light into your chest, your arms, and your hands, down into your pelvis, your legs, and your feet. Breathing in blue light up into your head, connecting all the other chakras. And as you breathe in this blue light, it brings you truth, clear expression, good listening. As you breathe out, it removes all blockages. Feel it as it spins and envelops you. Imagine now that it's stretching out wide in diameter, even beyond the body. And know that the light of universal intelligence and unbound potential has enlightened every cell of your being. And just sitting in silent meditation for 3 minutes. If it helps to bring a dot of saliva to the third eye, just piercing it, Ajna Vedana. You can do that and release. Using the mantra Om. If your mind is silent, or using Mung, M-A-N-G, just spreading it out if your mind is restless. Slowly bringing the tongue to the roof of the mouth. And slowly slipping the tongue behind the teeth. And just rubbing the fingertips ever so lightly. Separating the palms just an inch to feel the heat between the palms. And separating a little bit more and feeling the radiance behind the heat. As you separate more, you feel that magnetism, that puffy feeling as if you could shape and form the air with your hands. And then bringing the palms over the eyes, not touching the eyes, just cupping and lifting the chin as you allow all of that heat, radiance, and magnetism to pour into and behind the eyes, into each one of the cells of the brain, trillions of cells, just activating, rejuvenating, lighting up. And then slowly just dragging the hands down the face, around the back of the neck, palm over palm, bringing them to the front of the neck, Saraswati, Nadi, our throat chakra, Om Aim Saraswatiye Namaha. And bring you to the thymus, hand over hand, our healing mantra, Om Ram 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 Ramaya Namaha. 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 Drawing the hands to the heart center, down to the solar plexus, to the belly. Placing the thumbs right on the tendons between the hip and the thigh, just to press down. We want to draw our energy all the way down, back down to the earth. rubbing the thighs with the heels of the hands from the hip to the knee, circling the knees, stamping the feet to bring all of that energy down, and bringing the palms together at the heart center, the thumbs lifting up the heart and lengthening the spine, and bowing the head all the way down to seal in this sacred practice, slowly raising the head and bowing the head to the heart, to the only true teacher, to the teacher that lies within each and every one of us. Hariom, Om Tat Sat, Namaste. A wonderful
That was
day.
great. Thank you, Abby.